Spider-Man was about to grab his spider suit, but his hand stopped in midair because he remembered he had another suit, the Venom suit, locked in the suitcase below. Although this suit makes the wearer increasingly evil, in order to avenge Uncle Ben, Peter had no choice but to unleash this power. So he transformed into the Black Spider and leaped off the rooftop. However, when Peter swung with his web to the crime scene, the murderer had already escaped through the sewer. Seeing this, Peter immediately pulled off the manhole cover in front, then leapt down in pursuit, and didn't forget to break the competitor's camera as he left. Soon, Peter found the murderer of his uncle, Mark. Upon learning that Mark's purpose was to eliminate him, they started fighting without a word. Peter shot webs and then kicked Mark over, seeing him fall heavily onto the tracks below. Spider-Man intended to press the advantage, but unexpectedly was knocked down by the opponent's hammer. Fortunately, his agile reflexes saved him from being run over by the train. He then grabbed Mark, pinning him to the train, scraping half of the killer's skull off against the metal. But when he touched the gravel on the ground, his battered body restored itself, and even gained more strength. After he knocked Peter away, he followed up with another punch. Just like that, the two wrestled together again. However, the killer's superpower, on a par with the boss level, wasn't without weaknesses. As soon as Peter pushed him into the accumulated water below, his body began to gradually decay. Spider-Man then seized the opportunity to swing onto a water pipe in the rear, and with all his might, he pried the pipe open. The giant wave surged, instantly engulfing the killer, and as the water spread continuously within the body, it eventually turned into silt and completely vanished in the water. However, back at the apartment, Peter did not feel happy. On the contrary, seeing himself in the mirror, he felt very unfamiliar. So, after much consideration, Peter decided to lock away the Venom suit again. Meanwhile, on the other side, Harry, who lost his memory, was drinking alone at home. Suddenly, his father's voice echoed in his ears. Looking at Norman's portrait in front of him, he thought that Spider-Man had killed his father, and Spider-Man's true identity was his friend Peter. So, to avenge his father's death, he decided to use Peter's weak spot to make him unable to defend himself. Subsequently, Harry secretly found Mary Jane and threatened her to break up with Peter immediately, or he would expose Spider-Man's true identity. Due to the pressure, Mary Jane had no choice but to comply, so she found Peter and expressed that her heart was set on someone else. No matter how Peter pleaded, she was unmoved. Seeing Peter in such pain, Harry revealed an evil smile from the shadows. Then, he deceitfully invited Peter out, claiming that he was Mary Jane's love interest. Faced with these repeated blows, Peter couldn't accept it for a moment. However, just as he was about to escape this situation, he turned around and saw Harry grinning smugly. Peter then realized that Harry must have regained his memory. So, to teach this brat a lesson, he decided to put on the Venom suit again. Subsequently, Peter confronted Harry alone. However, not only did Harry fail to realize the seriousness of the situation, but he also had a smug look on his face. So, without a word, Peter launched a furious attack, landing punch after punch until Harry pulled out a knife. The formal rift between the former friends had begun. Despite Harry's comprehensive gear, with the aid of the Venom suit, Peter kicked him to the ground and then threw him dozens of meters away by the neck. At this moment, Harry, still unwilling to give up, wildly swung the dagger, but unexpectedly, one strike activated the charging glider. Peter seized the opportunity and lifted him up, and the glider smashed straight into his face. But just as Peter was about to turn and leave, Harry threw another green goblin bomb over here, and then next. At this moment, Peter's mind has been completely taken over by the Venom. He walks down the street with reckless abandon. Even his steps have become particularly arrogant. Later, Peter goes to the newspaper office where he works, and seeing that his competitor is deceiving the boss with photo-manipulated images, he reports it without hesitation. As expected, the boss is furious and fires Eddie on the spot. Meanwhile, Peter uses the latest suit to take photos, not only earning double pay, but also being hired as the exclusive reporter for Black Spider-Man. Since then, Peter started living a life of debauchery. To punish Mary Jane for abandoning him, he brought Gwen to the restaurant where she worked and danced a duet in front of her. Afterward, he didn't forget to go backstage to taunt her again. The security guard saw that he was causing trouble and intended to forcibly kick Peter out, but unexpectedly met a tough customer and was pinned to the ground instead. During the confrontation, Peter accidentally knocked Mary Jane away, and seeing his teary-eyed ex-girlfriend on the ground, he finally realized something was wrong with himself. So, Peter immediately went to the church rooftop, where he attempted to rid himself of Venom's control.